Welcome back. All right, so a career video for today. I want to talk about Randy Carlyle. Randy Carlyle, a player who played for a long time in the National Hockey League and had some success in the National Hockey League as well. Now, he's the number 30 pick of the Toronto Maple Leafs in 1976. And they're kind of excited to get the player. Now, interestingly enough, the Cincinnati Stingers felt like they had him under contract. That was news for Randy Carlyle, who claimed he had never signed a contract with the Cincinnati Stingers of the WHA. In the end, Toronto made sure that they got Carlyle, giving a little something over to the Cincinnati Stingers in response. And in 76-77, they have Carlyle in the lineup for 45 games. He records 5 assists. In the playoffs, he adds 1 assist in 9 games. 77-78, plays 49 games for the Leafs, 2 goals, 11 assists, 13 points. He adds an assist in 7 games in the playoffs. But they decide we are going to have to make a change, and they decide to trade Randy Carlyle. I guess they didn't see the upside. One of the books I was reading said they gave up on him. So June 14th, he's traded with George Ferguson in exchange for Dave Burrows. Now, this is a trade that is won handedly by the Pittsburgh Penguins. Ferguson had a decent run with Pittsburgh as well, but Carlyle was really the star here. The first year in Pittsburgh, he showed it too. In 70 games, he has 13 goals, 34 assists for 47 points. He did not score a point in the 7 games in the playoffs. 79-80, 67 games played, 8 goals, 28 assists, 36 points. In the playoffs, he adds a goal in 5 games. So, pretty decent run for him there, but 80-81, he has a career year. Absolutely huge year. 76 games, 16 goals, 67 assists, which was 7th overall in the NHL, and 83 points, which for a defenseman is fantastic. In the playoffs, 5 games, 4 goals, 5 assists, 9 points. Plays in the All-Star game, wins the Norris Trophy as best defenseman in the National Hockey League, is on the first team, and he was 11th in Hart voting. So for Pittsburgh, Randy Carlyle was pretty darn good. 81-82, his numbers drop a bit, but he's still very good. 73 games, 11 goals, 64 assists for 75 points. So he's still above a point per game. In the playoffs, he adds a goal and 3 assists for 4 points in 5 games. So over 2 seasons there, that's 13 points in 10 playoff games. Again, not too shabby. He also played in the All-Star game, and that was the year where he was named team captain. He would not stay team captain for that long because he didn't stay in Pittsburgh for that long. So 82-83, plays 61 games for the Penguins, 15 goals, 41 assists, 56 points. This is a dark time for Pittsburgh, though. This is where they're going to end up getting Mario Lemieux at the end of it, but it is a long, hard road to get there. And so there's a lot of discussions about trade, about moving the franchise and all this. And so 83-84 becomes the year of let's get as bad as possible in order to draft Mario Lemieux. And part of that is definitely trading Randy Carlyle, a guy who had the Norris Trophy 3 years earlier. In 50 games in Pittsburgh, 3 goals, 23 assists, 26 points. So his offense is way down because this Pittsburgh's team is not very good. So March 5th, he is traded for a 1984 first-round pick, which becomes Doug Bodger, who had a good long career, and Mo Mantha. Now, Mo Mantha, a decent defenseman at points, but not worth trading Carlyle for, like if you're the Penguins. So after being traded to the Winnipeg Jets, he plays 5 games, scores 3 assists, and in the playoffs adds 2 assists in 3 games. And as soon as he gets to Winnipeg, you can see that he's better and that his offense comes back. 84-85, 71 games in his first full season in Winnipeg, 13 goals, 38 assists for 51 points. In the playoffs, he adds a goal, 5 assists for 6 points in 8 games. Played in the All-Star game that year as well, and he was 7th in Norris voting. So in an era where you've got so many defensemen scoring a ton of points, the fact he's 7th in Norris is remarkable. The following year, 85-86, 68 games, 16 goals, 33 assists, 49 points. No playoff games there. So he had the 6 points in 8 games the previous year. 86-87, 71 games played, 16 goals, 26 assists, 42 points. And the Jets get to the playoffs and get out of the first round. In 10 playoff games, 1 goal, 5 assists for 6 points. So, nice little run there for the Jets. Nice run for Carlyle as well. The 16 goals showing you he's got a pretty good shot. 87-88, 78 games played, 15 goals, 44 assists, 59 points. In the playoffs, he adds 2 assists in 5 games. So, Carlyle's totals are still very reliable, 88, 89. The last really good offensive season he has, 78 games, 6 goals, 38 assists, 44 points. Things then slow down. Now, 89-90, he is one of 3 guys to wear a captaincy in Winnipeg. So he's like, co-captain, all that. So 53 games played in 89-90, 3 goals, 15 assists, 18 points. The offense has dropped off. His points total now, the worst that it had been since he was a Toronto Maple Leaf. 91-92, 90-91 first, 52 games played, 9 goals, 19 assists, 28 points. So a bit of a comeback there in his second year as Jets captain. The offense gets more back to where you'd want it to be, but in 91-92, it really drops. 66 games, 1 goal, 9 assists for 10 points. A lot of struggles, some healthy scratches going on there as well. And I remember towards the end, one thing with Randy Carlyle, if you look all the way back to 1981, he went for Team Canada, for the Canada Cup, but they cut him for being overweight. And so this was something that Carlyle had struggled with at certain points during his career. This is well before we had players like we do now where 24/7, 365 days a year, you are in shape. You do not have that off season where, you kind of lounge around a bit and you gain a little bit of pounds. Or gained a few pounds, and in the 80s, that definitely happened with players. And for Carlyle, it was something he had to, be a little bit concerned about. And being cut in 81 was tough for him. So, 92-93, what would be his final season in the NHL, plays 22 games, records a goal and an assist, 2 points. He is purely in a leadership role at this stage for the Winnipeg Jets. He was put into the All-Star game that year. This is an era where you had legends put into the All-Star game, so a guy who may not qualify for the All-Star game by his current production, but a guy who's a legend as well. So he ends up with 1,055 games played in the NHL, 148 goals, 499 assists, 647 points. In 69 playoff games, he has 9 goals, 24 assists, 33 points. And immediately upon his retirement, he stays in the Winnipeg Jets organization. Of course, he would work his way up. He would become an NHL head coach as well. And it really starts as soon as he retired. 1989, he did win silver at the World Championships, but that is his only international experience, which is too bad because there were a lot of good tournaments that went on that he probably could have been a pretty good addition to. So for Carlyle, it's a long career between Toronto, Pittsburgh, and Winnipeg. I remember him most for playing in Winnipeg, although his most productive seasons were definitely these 3 here with the Pittsburgh Penguins from 80-81 through to 82-83. And then, as I said, 83-84. They were in full, we need to get Mario mode. And so trading out Randy Carlyle made some sense from that perspective. The Penguins were trying to trade their way as far as they could into the cellar. And so Carlyle was one that went. But he was a very good Winnipeg Jet for a long time, too. I definitely remember his time there well. And I'm sure there are Jets fans that will remember that, too. So there you go. I'm going to throw him into the THG Hall of Fame because, sure, why not? And because I don't think Randy Carlyle ends up in the NHL Hall of Fame. He does have the one Norris Trophy. He did play over 1,000 games. But in terms of being that elite level defenseman, probably doesn't end up getting into the Hall at any point. But hey, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always regarding the career of Randy Carlyle. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. If you're browsing your way through, you just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.